Hello. Hello again. Technical difficulties this morning, and hopefully we can move forward right now on our Art Talk Friday. So, welcome back. I'm Elaine M. Bergstrom. You can follow me on Facebook, obviously, or on YouTube. And today's topic is on pans versus watercolor tubes. And out in front of me, let me just kind of move these along. I think my camera's tilted a little bit. I have a variety of different pans out here for you to see. And I always tell students that in class, I always like my 6 tubes. They mix all of the colors that you need, but I rely on pans often when I'm traveling or when I'm using these different specialty type of pans. So I don't need as much paint when I'm using a pan. They're also very portable, and it gives me obviously some different choices. When I'm using a tube, if I need to cover a lot of paper, I need to mix a lot of paint up. My option would definitely be to use a tube. So let's talk about the different pans. So first of all, here's my 6 tube palette. I'm in the middle of a project. And what I have done, it's taking a minute to catch up, is I actually squeeze a good portion of the paints that I use often, my 6 tubes with a couple other paints in here. And with watercolor, you just reactivate them every time with a little bit of water. I just actually take my little spray bottle. So I put the watercolor, I squeeze a good amount in there and keep it the palette open overnight, and it kind of dries. And then as like my red tone here, as I start using it up, if I find I need more, I just squeeze in a little bit more and start using it. So that's one way to do that. Or you could have an empty palette here. Let me show you. Um, you can purchase, there's all different types. This just has to be one that I haven't filled yet. And you can see it has a lot of different spaces for paints and mixing, because sometimes these portable ones aren't big enough. So what's nice about this is you can make your own. You can also buy palettes like this one, which are pans, and this one's an old version of it. I don't think they give this tray with it. Mine's already broken, but it's for mixing. So you have to mix on the inside, or this. One of the pieces broke off here. But these are refillable. So I really like the refillable ones, because then if you use one color over another, you definitely can replace it much easier. These are the St. Petersburg. They used to be called Yarkas. But there's lots of different brands, and I always have this when I travel with me because of the variety. Now let's talk about these fun pans. So this one's a Japanese pan, and they maybe because they come out replaceable. So these, as you use them, one of the brands I used years ago, you couldn't replace it. So these are wonderful. They give you a color chart inside, and There's even this nice plastic cover, so if you're out doing some plein air, you're traveling, and your paints are wet, you know, they won't drip. So this is a product by Ganzi Tambi Kuretake, I believe is how it's pronounced. And they have very nice paints. Obviously, I like the colors because they are more of an Asian color palette. Very traditional Chinese or Japanese colors would be used here. So that's an alternative. And then this one, I believe I'm missing one, or I took it out to use, is iridescence. I was really into iridescence for a while. And this is by Yatsutomo. Sometimes they have brushes at the local art store that you can use, but they're just gorgeous colors. Obviously, I was drawn to them. And these are two different sets of Pearl Essence paints. And we're catching up a little bit. Let me just move, let's say, that down a little bit. So this is the Pearl Essence. I know my local art stores carry them. You might be able to find them at other craft type stores, but they're all pearl and iridescent looking, and they're beautiful to use. This one's a newer brand. It's called Fine Tech Pearl Essence Colors, and they're beautiful if you want to work with golds and silvers and bronzes. I think I was drawn to them for that very reason. And then my newest pan set, which I haven't really tried out, but these are the beautiful colors, and they're basically tinted inks. And these are made by a company called Boku Undo. And this is the cover on them. They're Japanese colors, and they are just beautiful. And earlier, after I knew I couldn't get on to talk to you this morning, I painted this. And these are done with these beautiful colors. So how about if I demo a little bit and can show you a little bit of these beautiful different pans. This is a homemade travel kit, which is great. So you can make your own little pans. You can use, this one happens to be Altoids Mints, but you can use any kind of container you find. And then this was from, I forget the type of gum, but it's a package, and I think I cut it down. And then I just squeezed from the tubes, the colors, my 6-tube colors, and I added some opaque white. And these, I'm not quite sure what I put in here to have for plein air, but can't get much portable than this. This is wonderful. And then if I need to mix, I would mix on the back end here, so it's very nice that way. So you can think about transporting. So what brush I'm using today, just because I'm feeling testing out these little palettes of ink, is a bamboo orchid brush. So Asian brushes come in different hairs, and this one happens to be a hard brush, and that means when I push down on it, it comes back to a point. Combination brushes will bounce back part of the way, and soft brushes basically are meant to do flowers. So I apologize that I haven't been really looking at the screen too much. So I wet this brush, and again, I'm going to pick the green. There was a beautiful green ink. So they're all black inks, but has a little bit of tint to it. So. I always take a nice deep breath, relax, and then I like to get in a certain posture and my feet touching the ground. So you can slightly see the green tint in it, and kind of last this stroke. And then let's try maybe some of the bluish black. So right now I have even numbers, and we always paint odd numbers in this particular style. So let me get one more in there. So I just love the shadowing in there, just to kind of give you an idea. And then this brush is a little big. Let me see if I can grab a smaller brush for you. Just wetting it. And I could continue using that, but let's try this beautiful purple iridescent. And again, I'm using an Asian brush. Just kind of loading it because it's a little bit dry. So I kind of have my little blossoms there. And let's just try it for fun, maybe some of this green tone. It's very light in tone, very soft, and delicate. So I'm just adding a couple little leaves to it just to soften it. And let's see, let's add maybe a little purple black. I'm just gonna add it, just bled kind of nicely, add it to it. And so what I'm noticing is I need to attach that blossom to the bud. Kind of, oops, too thick on the paint, but we'll just make it into leaf. So I hope that helps understand the difference between, let's move this. I guess it's upside down too, so I'll turn it around. so you can see it better. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit about when or what's out there as far as, uh, you know, different pan paints. There's all sorts of materials, but sometimes it's overwhelming um, to see all this in the store and not know what you should use. So just a little refresher. In classes, I always use two paints because you may need to mix more paint color. When I travel, I take pans with me, or if I'm doing some sort of specialty type work or want to use a little bit of color, I would do that. And you can make your own pans in your own palette or get a empty travel palette. You can also purchase them filled, and that way it's set up and has colors for you. But I always like the choice that I can pick the colors that I love most to paint with. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, please like it and please share this with others. If you know of somebody that's interested in some of these art talks, please tell them that if they're not a Facebook user, they can find me on YouTube. Again, I'm Elaine M. Bergstrom, an artist perspective, and I will see you next Friday at 10 a.m. for another art talk. Thank you. Hello? Speaking. Hi. That was okay. Okay. Okay, because all right, that's fine. Okay, so you guys will call me when it because I have to drop off. She gave me back the art piece that goes in the frame, and so I'm gonna need to know when you get it because I have to drop it off so you can frame it. So yeah, and so I'll be expecting it done hopefully by Friday. Okay, great. Thank you for calling back so punctual, and you too. Bye bye.